What's good, peeps? Thank you, as always, for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, let's talk about the wild card in the heavyweight division, Oleksandr Usyk, for a few minutes. Some people I've seen their heavyweight rankings have this guy as high as number 5. Number 5, he's not even had a heavyweight fight yet, but I guess we're going on what he done as an amateur, what he done as a cruiserweight. And I can kind of see their thinking, right? They're just looking stylistically how he matches up and think that he could beat a lot of the top guys. And I tend to agree. But we do need to see him have a heavyweight fight first before we get too excited. Going by the eye test, and that's a stupid test, but going by the eye test, I think he beats a lot of top guys. And I would only make 1 or 2 favorite to beat him in the heavyweight division right now. I know that's a bit crazy, but we'll have to see what he does first against Carlos Takam. I know that fight, I heard it will be rearranged for the end of September. It was supposed to happen in May. Carlos Takam's a top 20, top 25 heavyweight, considered a gatekeeper. So it'd be good to see how he gets on against a natural heavyweight, a big guy. I know Carlos Takam isn't the biggest heavyweight, but he's still a big guy nonetheless, a lot bigger than Usyk. So that'll be good to see how he gets on. Where do you guys have Usyk in your heavyweight rankings? Is it stupid to rank someone who's not had a heavyweight fight yet? I don't know. If I'm honest with you, I think he could beat Dillian Whyte. I think he could beat Andy Ruiz. I think he would give Joshua all sorts of problems. I think from a technical standpoint, I don't think there's any heavyweight technically better than him. I know some people might scream out Ortiz or Tyson Fury, but I completely disagree. Technically, I mean, his boxing IQ's through the roof, and I think we all saw, even against, I know people might say Gassif was a bit slow, but against Gassif and Bellew, he almost stepped up in gears. And when he stepped up in gears, he just looked levels past them. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say those guys are world beaters or would do anything in heavyweight division, but I feel like the bigger the occasion, the better this guy boxes. So I think technically he's the best. It's just a case of, can he take a heavyweight punch? That's my only thing. Can he take a punch? I mean, could he get up from a Wilder punch? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think anyone can, if I'm honest with you. Anyone but Tyson Fury. So I think he will cause those guys I just mentioned problems. Tyson Fury will be a good matchup. I think he's stylistically that might be tough. Wilder, I think he could just outbox Wilder. I think he could just literally outbox Wilder for 12 rounds. So look, he's interesting. Hence why I call him the wild card. What we do know for now is that the WBO have installed him as their mandatory challenger to face the winner of Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua. For those people that are wondering how this has happened and why it's happened, especially for those Dillian Whyte fans that are livid that Dillian Whyte's now been passed up because Dillian Whyte was the #1 ranked WBO heavyweight in the world. It's because he obviously has come up from cruiserweight, and WBO, as part of their rules and regulations, the WBO cruiserweight champion automatically gets put in the #1 position if they kind of give up their cruiserweight belt for the heavyweight belt. So that's how it's happened. I don't know if the same thing happens with the other belts. I'm not quite sure. I've not read the rules for the WBC and WBA and IBF, but for the WBO, that's how it happened. So he will be mandatory for that fight, and that fight we are thinking is going to take place November, December. So he could fight the winner, and let's just say it's AJ. I know it might not be, but let's just say AJ. He could fight AJ in, May, April? The winner of Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. will have to fight Usyk next. Fact. There is no case of let's have another voluntary. No, you will have to fight him next, or you will have to vacate that WBO belt. So interesting times. Let's see what Usyk does against Carlos Takam before we get too excited. But I'm excited to see what he can do. I am. I think he will be another addition to what is already becoming a very, very exciting heavyweight division. I think Andy Ruiz has just literally fucked that division right up, right? We've got Ortiz versus Wilder, possibly. Oscar Rivas versus Dillian Whyte is going to be a tough fight. I want to do a video just talking about all the heavyweight division as a whole, because I do think it's exciting right now. And I do think, and I'll talk about this more in another video, but I do think we're going to have 7 or 8 guys that will match up. And I somehow believe they're almost like quarterfinals. And I do believe that we still possibly could have a guy holding all the belts. If they don't get all stripped and all vacated and stuff, a guy holding all the belts at the end of 2020. It's very, very possible. But what do you guys make of Usyk fighting the winner of Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua. And how do you think he will get on? I know it's difficult now because he hasn't fought a heavyweight, but just going by the eye test, how do you think he will get on against either of those guys? I think he'll beat Andy Ruiz. I have to be honest with you. I think he's just... Look, Andy Ruiz just outboxed Joshua. Let's be honest. That's what he did. He outboxed Joshua. I think Usyk's a better boxer than Andy Ruiz. I know Ruiz is a lot bigger, and if he lands one clean, you never know. But I just think he's a better boxer. AJ obviously has the equalizer, which is the power. But again, he got outboxed by Andy Ruiz. So, I mean, Usyk, I don't think will be afraid of any of those two. I think, if anything, I mean, the other guys on the other side, and the other side being the WBC side, in terms of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, the ones he's scared of. I don't think he's scared of Joshua Ruiz. I don't think he's scared of anyone, to be honest with you. But what do you guys make of it? What do you guys make of this ruling? What do you guys make of Dillian Whyte being passed up again, unfortunately? The WBC have obviously been kind of messing around for what I heard 600 days. Now, unfortunately, the WBO has said, you're not mandatory. Usyk is. That's the way boxing works, unfortunately. What do you guys know? Let me know. Peace.